Welcome to another video tutorial. My name is Lindley, and today we are going to talk about the crop tool. And if you want to get to the crop tool, we go over here to the toolbar. It's this little icon. C, as we hover over it, you'll see that C is the keyboard shortcut. And as we choose that tool, you'll see up here that we have some different selections or different options up in our control bar. The first one that I want to make note of is this delete cropped pixels. I'm going to suggest that we uncheck that. That way we maintain all of our pixels in case we want to move the image later on. And this next one is if we ever want to rotate our crop, we can just by clicking on this little arrow. Circular arrow. The next icon over here, it's kind of simple, is our straighten tool. And when we turn that on, if we click inside of our image and we draw a straight line, let's say I wanted to straighten the image up on this diagonal here. If I drag this diagonal out and let go, Photoshop is going to do the best that it can, giving me all of the image that it can, and it's going to now straighten this line, which is what I asked it to do. The image is a little slanted now, but we at least have a straight line across the diagonal that it was. Now if you don't like that, or if you want to change your mind, we can just hit escape and we're back out to the original image. Alright. The view button over here allows us to view different grids. We can choose rule of thirds on it. Okay. So when I click on my image, this is the grid titled rule of thirds. We have just a standard grid. I think most of you are used to using this in Photoshop. Diagonal, triangle. We have a golden ratio and a golden spiral. And then you have some options here that allow you to, do I always want to see this overlay when I'm in the crop tool? Do I never want to see this overlay when I'm in the crop tool? Or can we auto show over the overlay? And all auto show does is when we hover or click inside of our cropped area, you'll see that grid's going to pop up. We can click on any of these side bars or diagonals, corners, to set our crop. And I have it set up here to be the original ratio, so as I click and drag, it's locking everything, so it's going to keep that same proportion of my original image. Okay, so to change the crop size, you just click on the actual crop, and then if you want to adjust where that image is, you come in here and just click on your image and move it around. And you can see, as I click and drag, you can see the pixels outside of that crop. That's why we're not deleting them, we're going to just keep them in there. Alright. And once again, if you don't like that, or you want to go and make some different changes, we'll just hit escape and then we're back out to our original image. Now if you want to, let's say we want to do a 4:5 ratio or a 4:5 image, I am going to type in 5 inches here, or just a 5:4. Let's change that. Let's go, I want to be a 4:5. That is the proportion of a 4:5. Okay. Now that doesn't mean you have set this to 4 inches by 5 inches. We are just working right now in a 4 by 5 proportion, 4 by 5 aspect ratio. And if we go ahead and accept that, and then come up here to image size, we'll see that our proportions have changed, 7.2 by 9 at 300, but we didn't really change it into an actual 4 inch by 5 inch. We're just working in a 4 by 5 inch proportion. I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to cancel out of my crop. Let's say that we wanted to make it 4 inches by 5 inches. Okay, let's just try to type in 4 inches, 4 IN by 5 IN. Okay, so we'll have this crop. Then we're going to move our image. We'll accept it by clicking on the check mark. And then we'll go up here and look at image size. Now since we typed in 4 inches by 5 inches, we got pretty close. We got 3.995 inches, but you'll notice that our resolution has changed. Okay, so we still aren't throwing away any pixels. All we did was crop it to a 3 inch by 4 inch, and then Photoshop realized that we didn't ask it to throw away pixels. We didn't want to change the resolution, so it sampled that crop up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to cancel. I'm going to go back and Command Control Option Z, and we'll get out of this crop. Now, if you want to change it to the actual dimensions and the resolution, we're going to come up here and we're going to pull down to size and resolution. It's going to pull up this little window. And now if we want it to be 4 inches by 5 inches at 72 pixels per inch. And we can change these. We can change them to pixels if you prefer to work in pixels. I like to work in inches on some things. And we have this little check box here. We can either save this crop as a preset. I'm just going to uncheck that. And this time I'm going to say OK. There is a 4 inch by 5 inch crop. I'll change it. I'll move my image in here a little bit. We'll accept that. Now we'll go up to image size. And you'll see that by choosing that image size and image resolution, I have cropped it to the 4 inch by 5 inch guideline at 72 pixels per inch. And I could do a save as here. I'll just do that. I'll go File, Save As. I'll call this 4 by 5. I'm going to turn it into a JPEG. And I do want to embed this color profile, Adobe RGB 1998. That is the color profile that we are going to be using throughout the semester. Okay, I'll hit save. And I should have my 4 by 5 inch at 72 pixels per inch image saved. Alright, that should get you started. If you have any questions about it, just go back and look over the video again, and maybe you'll get your questions answered. Alright, thanks for watching.